Welcome to Your Faith Update. When I was just 20 years of age, I went to Los Angeles, California with a friend. We met up with some family members of his, and during the course of time, I was able to go to the beach. And there in the Pacific Ocean, the waves are a lot larger in many cases than they are on the East Coast. Not only were the waves larger, but also I had broken my scapula. And basically that's a shoulder bone, and as a result of that, I still was recovering and wasn't permitted to use my arm. Well, nonetheless, I was trying to do some body surfing on those big waves, and on a number of occasions I'd be thrown over the top and smashed down onto the ground as the water come crashing down. But this one time in particular, I remember going over the top of a very large wave, and when I did, it crushed me, and then it kind of grabbed me and began to pull me out into the ocean while dragging me across the ocean floor. I mean, I was getting beat up. I was turned upside down, up, over and under. I didn't know which way was up or how far I'd gone out into the ocean. Before I knew it, I was just in the midst of quiet. I didn't know which way was up or down. So I tried not to panic. I slowed down. And I remember my dad telling me, if you're ever in water and you don't know which way to swim, because you can get turned around and go the wrong direction and then possibly drowned even. He said, blow some air out and follow the bubbles. So I did. I blew some air out and I saw the bubbles going a certain direction, and I began to follow the bubbles up to the top, where there I could finally catch a breath and come up for air. What a situation that was. Well, you know what? Life's much like that ocean and my situation. So many times we can be overwhelmed with life. We can be buried with problems. And sometimes we don't even know which way is up. And so there's a couple of things we can do that will help us in those kind of times. Number one, don't panic. Number two, slow down. Again, most of the time when problems strike, if we're not careful, we respond with a knee-jerk reaction. But we need to not panic, first of all, and then we need to slow down. Then find out which way is up. You know, the best way for the believer to do that is through the Word of God. Dig into the book and find out which way is up. And then start moving the right direction and come up for air. Boy, when you've been buried with problems, there is nothing like a breath of fresh air. The book of Psalm chapter 18 verse 30 says, "As for God, His way is perfect. The word of the Lord is tried. He is a buckler to all those that trust in Him." You know, that verse is telling us that God offers us direction. He says, as for God, His way is perfect. Number two, He offers us perfection. As for God, His way is perfect. The word of the Lord is tried. Hey, that book, the Bible that we hold in our hand, is perfect. And you know what? If it's direction you're seeking, it's the perfect word you need. But not only that, He provides us with protection. He finishes out the verse by saying, He is a buckler to all those that trust in Him. Well, God will offer us the direction, the protection, and the perfection we need. It's the Bible that's necessary in these times. And may I encourage you to just not panic when you find yourself buried in problems or when tragedy strikes. Don't allow yourself to panic, but instead slow down. Find out which way is up and start moving the right direction and come up for some air. Again, the tool that you need for all of that is simple. It's the Word of God. May God bless you.